Good evening and welcome to MUVI TV's main news. Let's take a look at the headlines. Uhuru Kenyatta's former vice president becomes boss in the Kenya elections. 22-year-old man of Mansa district has died in a road traffic accident. Kanyama residents bemoan the poor drainage works being undertaken. Lawmaker calls for the industrialization of Kachaso Brewing in Kalei. PF accused the state of police to arrest Bowman Lusambo before filing in his nomination. Now with the details, I'm Virginia Chilongo. Uhuru Kenyatta's former vice president on the Republic of Kenya has been declared winner of the August 9, 2022 general elections, beating his closest rival, former prime minister and leader of the Azimio party, Raila Odinga. Dr. Ruto was declared by the IEBC after he polled more than 50% of the votes against Mr. Odinga with 48% of the votes. He was not the favorite for the immediate past president Uhuru Kenyatta, son to founding President Jomo Kenyatta, as he opted to endorse Mr. Odinga. This means Kenyans are now more than expectant to see Dr. Ruto and his UDA policies being implemented, among them tackling the dwindling economy, job creation, among others. William Ruto has been declared the 5th president of the Republic of Kenya. Meanwhile, IEBC chairperson Wafula Chekubati has confessed that he was intimidated, harassed, threatened, but he says he swore to uphold the Constitution. He has proceeded to declare William Ruto as winner of the elections. Meanwhile, PF spokesperson Raphael Nakachinda, on behalf of his party, has congratulated the people of Kenya for conducting peaceful elections. Speaking to MUVI TV News, Mr. Nakachinda says it is exciting to see that Kenyans have this time around exhibited high levels of maturity in their elections compared to the past records, something he says many African countries can emulate. He says peace is vital in every African country, and Kenya is just such an example.
Congratulate the people of Kenya for a peaceful process of electioneering, which is coming to an end today. And we want to wish them a smooth and peaceful transition and congratulate the victor in that election. And we hope that that will signify the beginning of good fortunes ahead of what they have already achieved in the past number of years for independence. So congratulations to the people of Kenya for exhibiting a high level of maturity in terms of adhering to democratic tenets.
A 35-year-old man of Lusaka's Kanyama compound, Brian Chango, has expressed anger over the poor drainage works being undertaken along Los Angeles Road that have shown no improvement so far. Speaking in an interview with MUVI TV News on behalf of the residents, Mr. Chango says it has been a year since the work started. However, no progress has been made. He says they are worried they may be affected as the rain season is fast approaching. Meanwhile, earlier, Harry Mwangang Kumbula Ward Councillor Aaron Mwanza has called on the residents to exercise patience as the council is aware of their problem.
An artificial removal of surface from an area with excess of water. It is for this reason that a 35-year-old man of Lusaka's Kanyama compound, Brian Chang, has raised concerns on the poor drainage works being constructed along Los Angeles Road in Lusaka. Speaking in an interview with MUVI TV, Mr. Chango says it is a worry to see that the rains are soon approaching and the work is unfinished. Mr. Chango has therefore called on the government to quickly finish up the drainage works in the area to prevent more inconveniences for the residents.
About the drainages, they've taken years. People are struggling to move about. They can't. Just days ago, we had, I don't know how many stones in the area. Cars couldn't move. So it's a hindrance on us. So we're asking that this, I don't know who the contractor is, I mean, should take care of everything in the fastest time as possible, because we are inconvenienced. Rain season is coming soon. Other drainages are full. No pump are working. Nobody is doing whatever they have to do. So, but this is our first priority. We need to take care of these drainages. And our drainages that were made by PF. Because water is not running. And we're suffering. And it shouldn't be like that.
Meanwhile, earlier Harimonga Nkumbula Ward Councillor Aaron Mwanza has urged residents to have patience and wait a little while as drainage works will be soon commenced.
The blasting and also the digging of the drainage system. So the drainage have done their part. Now we have to engage another contractor who is going to finish the actual work now. So the area where the drainage has completed like the stretch from Puma there, Los Angeles Police Post, all the way going to 70 Road. Yeah. So this other area, the only part which is not the drainage has left is the part of town. So now today I was engaging the marketeers there at the Fumarikam God area there, and also up to Mumba Road, that they should pave way for the blasting and also for the clearing of the drainage system there. We and other councillors will sit down and see if the other part we can use the CDF funds to fund the part of the drainage system so that we reduce the issue of floods that we have been in.
Caroline Mwanza reporting for MUVI TV News, Lusaka.
A 22-year-old man of Mansa district in Luapula province has died, while others are nursing serious injuries after the vehicle they were in overturned. The deceased, identified as Moses Kalenga, aged 22, of Spark Extension in Mansa district, died on Sunday around 17:30 hours and was driving a Toyota Grand Hiace in the company of 4 other friends along Mansa Kawunda Road. 2 females aged 17. Luapula Province Acting Commanding Officer Daniel Museteka, who confirmed the incident to the media, advised the drivers to stop drinking beer while driving. The body of the deceased is currently in Mansa General Hospital mortuary.
That yesterday, the 14th August 2022, a fatal road traffic accident happened along Kawunda Mansa Road, involving a Toyota Grand Hiace bearing registration number ALV 9592, which was being driven by Moses Kalenga, age 22 years, of Sparks Extension here in Mansa. This driver died on the spot after the vehicle was driving at a high speed, overturned several times. And with him were 5 passengers on board. 2 young ladies were aged 17, and 3 other playmates were aged 20, 21, and 22. These were young men, 3 of them. So in total 5. After the accident, these were admitted to Mansa General Hospital where they are being attended to. If the same was drunk, it was gross unfortunate. I would advise the young ones as they drive, they should avoid taking beer, because beer is a catalyst. It can influence somebody to drive at high speed. As you know, that accidents are a matter of great concern. They retard national development, and at the end of the day, it costs the government a lot of money.
Farmers at Shivuma Food Reserve Agency depot in Kasempa district are stranded from selling their maize to the agency due to shortage of bags. Some of the farmers spoken to say the agency ran out of bags 2 weeks ago, resulting in the halting of the buying exercise. They have explained that what is more painful is that no one has communicated with as when the situation will normalize.
Then nomba apa tatushi de masaka kesa so bujushi bupano turela pano shakulia fiafine kuimwe na kai bambita tuli bakotrwa mutaoni ewafya buli pano so twashaipira vafundi reserve so walaenda tamasaka taveshive ngakwali mboma ngatakuli so tatuishive de tukafuma kuno ife ewafya buli kuno aizi vonse vomwene ava amasaka vantu tavashitisha kuvafundi reserve aizi ewafya bukulu buli kuno buli ife mafamazi twaisite kuno so apa tuli mu 2 weeks tatuishitisha amataba kuri vafundi reserve aizi ewafya bukulu fye buli pano.
The major problem is we don't have bags. We just came with 2,000 bags here. So, as the government, we are saying that we should be providing more sacks than disturbing the car.
Now, we take an earlier story where Uhuru Kenyatta's former vice president on the Republic of Kenya has been declared winner of the August 9th, 2022 general elections, beating his closest rival, former prime minister and leader of the Azimio party, Raila Odinga. Dr. Ruto was declared by the IEBC after he polled more than 50% of the votes against Mr. Odinga with 48% of the votes. He was not the favorite for the immediate past President Uhuru Kenyatta's son to founding President Jomo Kenyatta, as he opted to endorse Mr. Odinga. This means Kenyans are now more than expected to seeing Dr. Ruto and his UDA policies being implemented, among them tackling the dwindling economy, job creation, among others. William Ruto has been declared the 5th President of the Republic of Kenya. Meanwhile, IEBC Chairperson Wafula Chebukati has confessed that he was intimidated, harassed, threatened, but he says he swore to uphold the Constitution. He has proceeded to declare William Ruto as winner of the elections.
This momentous occasion, as the people of Kenya restate what is in Article 1 of the Constitution of Kenya, that all sovereign power belong to the people of Kenya. I want to thank God for getting us to this point. I want to thank God that today we have concluded this election. I know that there were predictions that I won't get to the ballot. There were predictions that we won't get here. But because there is a God in heaven, we are here. And I want to, in a very special way, say and confess that without God, we wouldn't have been here. My gratitude also goes to the people of Kenya, the millions who listened to us, the millions who participated in our campaigns peacefully, the millions who turned up to vote for us on 9th of August, and the millions who have waited patiently until this announcement has been made. But in this election, jointly we have raised the bar. This election was much about the issues than the ethnic configurations that have always informed our elections. Gratitude goes to the millions of Kenyans who refused to be boxed into tribal cocoons. I am a very proud Kenyan this evening that the people of Kenya have raised the bar on us who are seeking leadership in our country. Not to sell our ethnicities, but to sell our programs, our manifestos, our agenda, and our plan. Let me also say right at the start that in here and in this election, there are no losers. The people of Kenya have won because we have raised the political bar. I want to say that the people of Kenya, led by the 14 million who stand up to vote, are the biggest winners. The hero of this election is the IEBC, led by Wafula Chebukati. I say this with conviction that the IEBC amazed all of us. With the results in the public portal, all the servers were open. And everybody, all you needed is a simple calculator, and you would have the results. I want to congratulate the IEBC for raising the bar. And I want to say, without fear of any contradiction, that one Wafula Chebukati is our hero. Soft-spoken, but firm. And I want to tell you, Mr. Chairman, we are very proud that without informing anyone of us, you put all the results from all the polling stations on a public portal where any Kenyan could access. That became the game changer in this election. Let me also, at this point in time, thank our partners, the religious leaders, who were part of this process right from the beginning. For the first time, we saw religious leaders spend time at this Starling Center and prayed for this process. I am sure their prayers will not be in vain. I want to thank our development, our diplomatic.
We take our first break. We'll be right back.
Mwamba mwa ngabere ni fumu yayi. Ni mwali nali sawa mfumu.
Nikengo karapa fumu natichi. Muzipitiliza kudia mtopo soyo. Nisemkwatilira na wina mkazi maso.
Adadi. Osa na mishiria fondo. Takumana na ichi chipuva cha muno ichi.
Takumana una mu.
Ichi chitakati adadi. Ichi chilimbikani. Chikuli ya nyama.
Kumufumu kwa mlango masamu maningi na kumafumu kwa meneo. Mwega mungo sasa mwa.
Negela. Neo kuma friend wanu mweo. Neo muri akazi mwa kumanda.
Uzo zingatika mbeko chintu iwe kambeko chintu suka mafoko ngoroka niwe chiko nati ni kukati mwe ya kukati mwe ninga chiko achare si picha picha usitemka bana musiba ngati ndacho muzitengera kumpala chiri bwino musiba achare si enda sini sikala kuna kumpala komo kufutse ninga akambwiri aliye munga kutanga nimemo kutikira nimemo wapasi.
It's census time. The 2022 Census of Population and Housing will be conducted from 18th August to 14th September 2022. The census collects a lot of data for use in various aspects of social and economic planning for the country. We are all required to participate in the census by being counted. You will be counted from your usual dwelling place by a census enumerator. Please receive and cooperate with the census enumerator and provide the required information when you will be visited. Your responses to the census questions will be treated with strict confidentiality and will be used for statistical purposes only.
Hi, I'm coming to count you.
Because everyone counts.
This message is brought to you by the Zambia Statistics Agency with support from the UNFPA. Oh yeah! You could be the winner of a BMW 650i. Participate in the New Deal Game Show and claim your share of cool cash prizes ranging from 500 kwacha to 2,000 kwacha on our daily draws. 2,000 kwacha to 20,000 kwacha on our weekly draws. Yes, it gets even better, as you could also walk away with household goods like fridges, stoves, TVs, microwaves, and many more. Dial 75*3# for the weekly draw and *265*13275*5# for the grand draw. Catch the draws every day at 19:15 hours on Top Star on channel 104.
How to use your home Airtel Money wallet when traveling across Africa. Step 1. Get used to a new place. Step 2. Learn the language and culture. Step 3. Pay your bills in a foreign country using your home Airtel Money wallet. Airtel Money. Instant, secure, borderless.
Welcome back to the main news on MUVI TV. Magoye Member of Parliament Mwemba Malambo has called for the industrialization of Kachasu brewing in Kaleya area. Speaking during the Hot Potato program on Baita FM radio, Malambo says there is need for government to establish an industry to process Kachasu into wine spirit. Mr. Malambo emphasized that he stands with the people of Kaleya station because Kachasu brewing is the only source of income for the people of the area. He notes that some international breweries are buying Kachasu from Kaleya station and repackaging it into wine and putting it back on the Zambian market.
Of the 46, we managed to give 9 grants to the people of Kaleya. 9, worth about 60,000 kwacha. What we are trying to do is to try to inculcate a sense of knowing to say brewing Kachasu is not the way to go. But you cannot merely go in Kaleya and start telling people to stop. You have to be methodical. What method are you going to use? You first of all need to sensitize those people and let them, give them another opportunity for them to live on, because they don't have something to do, and that's nothing to give them as of it is now. But if the government, through the funding under CDF, they authorize us to do something better, I can assure you these people will stop brewing Kachasu. But I want to tell you this.
You haven't answered my question straight up on that. Should the brewers of Kachasu in Kaleya for the time being continue?
The people in Kaleya are going to continue to brew Kachasu because they don't have an alternative as of it is now. I'm still standing with them. But
whether
as
the Ministry of Local Government says no to Kachasu brewing or not,
whatever is going to say, the fact is, if the ministry can be able to tell me what they would do for the people of Kaleya, you can see that Mazabuka in Kaleya, it is highly populated. So if Kaleya is highly populated as it is now, what am I going to do with those people if they don't gain a little bit of a token from that, what they do? Now let me tell you this. That into your shelves here in Zambia, Now, why can't you be able to empower the people in Kalea so that it becomes an industry that is going to produce? There are some companies that are about to come in Zambia to start producing the same wine, because now it is an investor who is going to start producing the same wine and add value to the same wine and sell to the people. So why can't you industrialize Kalea and ensure that the people gain?
The Zambia Revenue Authority, ZRA, has handed over various goods including motor vehicles, second-hand clothes and other consumables valued at over 1.5 million kwacha, which were confiscated this year by the Customs Services Division and the Enforcement Unit. Speaking during the handover ceremony Monday morning in Lusaka, ZRA Commissioner General Dingani Banda says the goods will be donated to various identified government wings that are facing challenges including transportation. He adds that a total of 30 used vehicles will be donated to various government wings including DMMU, National Patrol Boat, Financial Intelligence Center and the Joint Investigative Wings. He has, however, urged the public to avoid being duped or engaging in vices such as smuggling.
Smuggling is one of the most stubborn and persistent challenges that Zambia has had to grapple with for many years. It is, however, disheartening that the Zambia Revenue Authority has continued to put up a spirited fight against the vice through introduction of various strategies and initiatives. It has been revealed that the authority has recently invested in high-spec technology, such as the mobile satellite van, which has connectivity to ZRA systems from anywhere in Zambia, drones and non-intrusive scanners, all aimed at combating smuggling and related offences. This year, the authority has confiscated goods more than 1.5 million kwacha, which they have donated to Disaster Management and Mitigation Unit DMMU, National Parole Board NPB, Financial Intelligence Center FIC, and the Joint Investigations Wings. Speaking during the handover ceremony in Lusaka Monday morning, ZRA Commissioner General Dingani Banda hopes that the donated items will go a long way in assisting the vulnerable people in the country, as well as help in cushioning the transport challenges that the recipient of the vehicles may be facing.
The purpose of donating and disposing seized items is to discourage and curtail smuggling. The authority will not relent in its enforcement activities as long as these illicit activities are part of our society. ZRA will today donate a total of 30 used motor vehicles to 4 government institutions. The authority will be donating various goods, including consumables. These donated motor vehicles and consumables were seized this year by the Customs Services Division and the Enforcement Unit for various offences, including attempted smuggling, misclassification, undervaluation, among other offences.
He has, however, urged the public to avoid being duped or engaging in vices such as smuggling.
You all to take advantage of these platforms and avoid being duped or engaging in vices such as smuggling, which deprive the government of the much needed revenue for development. Let me take this opportunity to warn those involved in smuggling, either through misclassification, undervaluation of imports, and other similar vices, that ZRA will not relent but ensure that we enforce compliance and the right revenue is collected for the government. It is only a matter of time before we catch up with those involved in these vices.
And the police representative has this to say.
The gesture will improve our operations. Specifically speaking, on behalf of the police, the vehicles that have been donated today will enhance our operations. I'm sure it's in the public knowledge that our operations as police officers in terms of investigations, movements, depend so much on motor vehicles. I'm sure other beneficiaries, the donations that they have received today will also enhance their operations.
Margaret Chota, MUVI TV News in Lusaka.
Siavonga Town Council chairperson Given Kwapu has applauded some chiefs in the district who have put up punitive measures if one is found cutting down trees and using bad methods of fishing or fishing during fish ban. Mr. Kwapu noted with sadness that despite the district having sorted on a very bad geographic location, the few trees in the area are on the verge of depleting as some cut the trees for the purposes of charcoal. He was speaking when he graced the launch of a 2-day program to reorient some members of the community, strengthening climate resilience among community members in the district. The district leadership has also pledged to conduct a tree planting exercise, stating that the effects of climate change, especially in Siavonga, are currently being felt. We have more in this report.
Zambia Climate Change Network (ZCN), with supporting partners, have launched a 2-day reorientation program in Siavonga District, Southern Province, aimed at strengthening climate resilience among community members. The launch was graced by the civic and traditional leadership in the area, led by Siavonga Town Council chairperson Given Kwapu.
It becomes worse if at all we continue seeing these forests being cut or being reduced. It was recently, sir, Mr. Dirwe, we took a tour with ZCCN, recently with Manuva Foundation, where we went beyond, what's that, Nakawawa, this Lukojere forest. It was a sorry site. And that is why today, after serious engagement, the DC's office, ourselves, and also WWF, today we are here in making sure that we come up with something that is able to propel this district. Like Mutuba, which we thought it was the DC, it was not part of this. And if you go to Mutuba, you look at the rate at which deforestation is taking place, you can cry. Go to Simambawat. I'm happy His Royal Highness, last week when I went there, DC, he managed to chase everyone from the forest, saying there is no way you should make those as your homes. Come back home. You won't be allowed to go there, do your business, you come back. And that is, I believe, that is how we start. If His Royal Highness is able to put that effort, who are we not to put that effort? So the local authorities will work hand in hand with the traditional leadership, of course, through government, through the office of the district commissioner, in making sure that Siavonga becomes a different story all.
Geoffrey Jacopo, who is Siavonga District Commissioner, emphasized the need to strengthen collaboration between NGOs, government wings, and the community in the fight for nature.
Officers here, sir, you also make sure that you go around, teach people the best way of cutting a tree. You know a tree should not be burnt. Make sure that if at all it's cutting, you cut it at a certain level, like Mopani tree. If it's not burnt, that tree can still shoot. Let us teach our people.
In a separate interview, Siavonga Council Secretary advised climate advocates to involve headmen and women in the adaptation of new methods to conserve nature.
Much as you would engage, as you are looking at stakeholders you're talking to, much as you would engage the chief himself and other local leaders, let there be efforts to also involve the village headmen. Because at the end of the day, even if you call the chief to attend the meeting or the other leaders, it's the village headmen who would have to talk to their people.
This meeting also brought on board some head of district of government institution, among them the District Agriculture Office, DACO, the Forestry Department, and the District Education Board, DEBS. For MUVI TV News, Liambela Mutumba, Siavonga, Southern Province.
We take our second break. We'll be right back.
It's census time. The 2022 Census of Population and Housing will be conducted from 18th August to 14th September 2022. The census collects a lot of data for use in various aspects of social and economic planning for the country. We are all required to participate in the census by being counted. You will be counted from your usual dwelling place by a census enumerator. Please receive and cooperate with the census enumerator and provide the required information when you will be visited. Your responses to the census questions will be treated with strict confidentiality and will be used for statistical purposes only.
Hi, I'm coming to count you.
Because everyone counts.
This message is brought to you by the Zambia Statistics Agency with support from the UNFPA.
G device with the Airtel 4G Pocket Wi-Fi.
Welcome back. Opposition Patriotic Front member of the Central Committee, Raphael Nakachinda, has accused the state of abusing the Zambia police in an effort to defranchise former Patriotic Front Kabushi Member of Parliament, Bowman Lusambo, from recontesting the Kabushi seat. Addressing the media in Lusaka, Mr. Nakachinda, who is also a PF spokesperson, has alleged that the party, using his binoculars, is aware of the instructions which have been given to the police to have Mr. Lusambo arrested in the matter involving the death of late NDC member Obed Kasongo, who was also attacked in 2019 and later died. He says it is a clear abuse for the state to arrest Mr. Lusambo on a matter which has already been cleared by the doctors that the late Kasongo died as a result of malaria. Mr. Nakachinda has charged that the move by the state is aimed at preventing Mr. Lusambo from contesting the Kabushi seat due to fear of losing to the opposition PF.
We have basically zoomed, and there is a ploy that has been hatched by Community House, to which, as a result of their fear of a loss in Kabushi constituency, instructions have been given to the police that against all odds, regardless of the fact that Honorable Bowman Lusambo was cleared by all law enforcement agencies of what they wanted to slap on him, a charge of murder, or indeed any other charge in relation to the death of Mr. Obed, who was NDC member, because of two clear medical reports from reputable medical doctors, one among them a Russian doctor, who cleared the fact that Mr. Obed died of a natural cause. But for purposes of wanting to defranchise Honorable Lusambo, there are instructions that have been given now that he should be arrested and not allowed to file in nomination. If he has to be cleared or released, it should be after the nominations. This is not only thuggery, it is not only unlawful, it's not only criminal. We think that this mafia style of governing the country should not be tolerated. This is an indictment against the head of state, an indictment against the executive, an indictment against the UPND. This vindictiveness with which Honorable Lusambo is being treated and subjected to under UPND government and Misaka Indes government is very unfortunate. It's the same thing they're also doing with Honorable Malanji, wanting to hunt around something they can use to try and get them not to file in nomination. Let's not allow ourselves, through political expedience, to be testing the Zambian people, because one day we may end up plunging this nation into chaos. Let a democratic, fair democratic process be undertaken. Go, if you have to win, win in Kabushi and end the story. But to begin to treat citizens, one citizen treated in a particular way, it affects many. And the way Honorable Lusambo is being treated in this country, I think it is very, very, very unfair.
Mpulungu District Commissioner Gerhard Sikazwe has advised the health workers at the district hospital to improve their attitude towards work. Mr. Sikazwe says the hospital staff have a duty to serve people, hence the need for them to work efficiently. Speaking when he addressed the hospital staff, Mr. Sikazwe revealed that his office has received a lot of complaints from people on the alleged negative attitude of hospital staff, disclosing that from the complaints and thorough investigations he has carried out at the facility, Mr. Sikazwe says there is need for health staff to be wary that they are dealing with human life, which requires diligence to duty. And Mpulungu District Superintendent Derek Chimanga assured the district administration that his office will work hard in ensuring that the attitude of hospital staff is improved. Dr. Chimanga says the hospital management has been holding meetings to encourage the staff and will continue to engage them. Now, President Hakainde Hichilema on his Facebook page indicated that his administration has engaged 11,200 healthcare workers who will include over 3,200 nurses and more than 500 doctors to ensure that all Zambians have access to quality health care, as well as providing job opportunities to citizens. In addition, government has allocated an additional 1 billion kwacha for procuring medicines and medical supplies. A non-governmental organization called Families Nation President-Founder Judith Mwila has called on Zambians to refrain from committing criminal cases that may end up affecting their lives and learn to resolve conflicts using amicable means. Speaking in a telephone interview with MUVI TV News in Lusaka, Ms. Mwila says following stories trending on social media platforms where a 2-year-old boy of Lusaka's Kamwala South Township was allegedly murdered by his biological mother is a despicable act to citizens of the country. She adds that it is high time that families learn to solve their differences and allow peace run in the country. Now, the Ministry of Health has lifted a ban on the wearing of face masks in public in 22 districts of the country that have attained 70% of the vaccination coverage. The 22 districts include Chililabombwe, Shibuyunji, Kalulushi, Mufulira, Mushindamo, Kasempa, and Chingola. Others are Chifunabuli, Luansha, Chitambo, Kapirimponshi, Luangwa, Mumbwa, and Serenje. The ministry has also lifted the wearing of face masks and Solwezi. We take our final break. We'll be right back.
The Zambia Statistics Agency will this year conduct the 2021 census across the country. The census aims to count people in households, rural and urban, hospitals, military, police and correctional facilities. This numbering will extend to hotels, farms, as well as high-density areas with different families sharing a house and those in transitory locations. Every person in the country matters and should be counted because the census will benefit all, from migrants, refugees and street children, homeless people, the young and the old people, as well as persons with disabilities. Everyone counts. This message is brought to you by the Zambia Statistics Agency.
Muzipitiliza kudia mtopo soyo. Nisemkwatile na wina mkazi maso.
Adadi. Osa na mishiria fondo.
Mwangu masamu maninga kumafumu kwa meneo. Mwega ungo sasa mwa. Negela.
Neo kuma friend wanu mweo. Neo muri akazi mwa kumanda.
Uzozi ngati kuchindu. Iwe kambeko chisuka mavoko ngoroka niwe chibonati kote nikukatimu nikukate bondi ningati kote acharesi usitumukana musiba ngati necho muzitengera kumva chiri bwino musiba acharesi enda zinisikala kuna kumpora komoko kote ningachipani
neka ningazivire
so we pasa mfumu yanu
Mwayambako, mwayamba. Munamulamu ngako mwewe. Muzibali nobeta kamuchajani milandu lifunopanga.
Akambwili aliye munda kutanga nimemo petiki. Nimemo hapasi.
As COVID-19 cases keep rising, many business entities are affected and their revenue keeps going down. But together, we can fight COVID-19. Rumpi Enterprises provides you and your organization the safety you require in these hard times of the COVID-19 pandemic by using effective disinfectants procedures such as knockdown and residual disinfecting that helps prevent and get rid of COVID-19. We do knockdown and residual disinfecting procedures for homes, offices, hospitals, churches, and many more. Protect yourself and the people around you and get your business running with our powerful trusted disinfectants. Call Rumpi Enterprises on 0955 767835 or 0955 992230 or come to the third floor, room 3, Tazara House, corner of Dedan Kimati and Independence Avenue. Follow us on Facebook, Rumpi Enterprises Limited. Always remember to observe the COVID-19 guidelines. Mask up, sanitize, social distancing, and staying.
This is Melvin.
Hi, Michael.
And this is his house. Melvin always has a lot of people over. Friends, friends of friends, friends of friends of friends. Everybody loves Melvin. And you wonder why. What is it about Michael? Sorry, Melvin. Probably.
Welcome back. Government has tasked the Statistic Agency to address complaints surrounding the recruitment of enumerators. Speaking on Baita FM's Hot Potato program, Ministry of Information and Media Director spokesperson Tabo Kawana says that government has cautioned the Statistic Agency to ensure that complaints from the public are addressed. He says government wants the recruitment exercise to be as transparent, just as the teachers and health workers recruitment. He has described the exercise as a sham, noting that some complaints from unsuccessful applicants are genuine and justifiable. Kawana, however, says that government cannot recruit everyone as it only needed 45,000 enumerators. In other news, Tanzanian ambassador to Zambia, Hassan Simba Yahya, has thanked the Zambian government for its continued good working relationship during his stay in the country. He says Zambia is a shining example of countries which are governed by peace and unity. Meanwhile, Ambassador Yahya says he is happy with Juwanza for being beneficial for both countries. He was speaking during his send-off party at the Tanzanian embassy in Lusaka.
And appreciation at the Tanzanian ambassador to Zambia, Honorable Hassani Simbayaya, had a field day at the Tanzanian embassy in Lusaka yesterday. Honorable Simbayaya, however, thanked the government for the freedom Tanzanians enjoyed during their stay in the country. At the same event, a goat weighing 99.9 grams by legal by nature.
Haikuzidi miezi 6. Tukawa tayari tumeshafikia utaratibu mpaka kufika tukaweza kusajili chama chetu. Lakini pasingeweza kuwa na mafanikio.
Siavonga District is on August 17th to 22nd, scheduled to host the first ever volleyball tournament in Siavonga District, and the participating countries as given Kwapu says the district is excited to host the ever international tournament. Mr. Kwapu says the tournament will create an opportunity for the district to showcase its tourism and support the event. That story brings us to the end of the main news bulletin, but before we go, let's take a look at the headlines once again. Uhuru Kenyatta's former vice president becomes boss in the Kenya elections. 22-year-old man, a lawmaker, calls for the industrialization of Kachasu brewing in Kalea. The PF accused the state of police to arrest Bowman Lusambo before filing in his nomination. This is the end of the main news bulletin. I'm Virginia Chilongo.
Hello.
This numbering will extend to hotels, as well as hide-and different families sharing a house and those in transitory locations. Every person in the country matters and should be counted because the census will benefit all, from migrants, refugees and street children, homeless people, the young and the old people, as well as persons with disabilities.
The best in town appliances for you. When looking for electrical appliances,